was bad. We're gonna need a new tripod. What's good, everybody? Hope everybody had a great weekend. It is Tuesday and we are back out in the woods, back out on a job. And we're back out on a familiar property. This kind of had a funny story to it. So I was back out here last summer and was working for the contractor that was doing this pad back here. He hired me for some mulching, contacted me on Facebook. And then I got a message from another guy off of Facebook, and he was like, hey, I got this property, it's been logged, can you come take a look? Here's what I want to do. So I came out and he sent me the address. I was like, oh, that address seems really familiar. And then I came out here, it's the same address. Now I'm out here with the owner. So I was like, yeah, I know this property. I was out here last year working for the contractor you had building that pad. And he's like, oh, okay. So we're back out here, but we're doing a little bit different stuff out here. So let's take a look at what we got, and well, we'll get started. All right, so last year I was out here mulching out some deer lanes and trails and stuff out here in this property. And since then, and I was out here with the pre-noth. It was when I put those top sharpened teeth on the pre-noth for the very first time, if you guys remember that video. And I was out here mulching with that thing. So now it's really wet. We had a bunch of rain on Thursday, and then it was kind of getting dried up over the weekend, and then we had some hellacious thunderstorms roll through about 4 o'clock in the morning last night, and now we're back to being wet again. So but the owner's had a logger come through here. He's made a disaster, but this road that he takes the side-by-side through here has got a bunch of stumps, and it gets bad down here. You'll see what I'm talking about, but it's got these stumps. These are little, but it's got some big stumps right in the middle of the trail as you go down. We need to clean up this trail and make it look, not cut these stumps down so he can get the side-by-side through here. So I have brought out the sledgehammer, the disc mulcher. The first time I ever used this thing, I found out real quick, this thing has its benefits and downsides, and I got the TMC, it's got its benefits and downsides. But one of the things that this thing will do better, way better than any drum mulcher, I don't care if it's a pre-noth, if it's a TMC, a Fecon, CMOS, Shearex, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what drum mulcher. This disc mulcher, and this is a Rut Manufacturing Annihilator, it will go through big stumps way faster than any drum mulcher. So out here on these logging projects, I don't use this thing much, but when I get someone calls me about cleaning up a area that's been logged and there's a lot of big stumps in it, this is your baby. As long as you're out in the middle of nowhere and you don't mind about throwing stuff, this thing right here is freaking awesome. Now I got Big Munch over there. I got the TMC TWF just in case I need it for kind of cleaning up this trail and making it look nice if I need to back drag it. But this bad boy right here is going to go through some stumps. These teeth on the edge are a little getting worn down, but I've got a whole nother spare set in the truck if I need to change them out. I'm just gonna get what I can out of them for now. Maybe they'll get me through this job, maybe they won't. We'll just have to see. But it's a little wet, but we're gonna make do as best we can, so let's get started. see, that's a pretty big stump, and it went through it like nothing. So, all right, I'm gonna walk on down here. We'll set up the tripod and we'll get to grinding this down. You guys can see the stumps and some of the mess that's in the road. Man, loggers always leave a mess. That's just kind of their MO. But like that right there, he wants that gone. I mean, that's a massive stump. So it's a pine. We just got to clean this road up. It's a mess. So it gets a little higher through here. It'll dry up a little bit, and we'll just kind of start cleaning this up through here. It gets there's a lot of little stumps in the middle of the road too going on through here, so we'll get her cleaned up. Where we started. Big old hardwood stump right there. Might be something else right here. I'm gonna widen this up just a little bit. Oh, there was another stump right there. Didn't even see it in the mud. thing with this disc mulcher, you gotta go slow because it takes a lot of hydraulic horsepower to spin that disc. So it just takes a lot of time for it to spin back up. But that wheel, man, that wheel underneath there just has so much momentum. I mean, it's insane how much power it has. But the owner is thrilled with everything so far. He really is. Absolutely ecstatic with everything so far. He's been riding around here yesterday. I kind of left out a little early yesterday just to let this place dry up a little bit. We got a big pine stump right here, right in the middle of the road. I mean, you can see I just cut halfway through that stump, and the disc wasn't even at full RPM when I did it. It just went right through it. Well, I'll let it spin back up to full RPM and we'll see what it does. All right, here we go. It's about to level off now. All right, here we go. We're at full RPM pretty much. Good night. this side to widen the road. You can see that's just leaving a beautiful finish behind me. When I'm back there, oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. I'm gonna widen this up. We're just trying to get us side by side through here so it doesn't have to be a massive road. Done. I mean, I'm gonna back drag this, and yeah, this little section right here is done. Looks good. Should have no problem getting side by side through here now. We'll keep on keeping on and see what it looks like. Well, we've got a nasty thunderstorm rolling through. Yay! And it's, oh wow, look at the trees up there blowing. Hold on, let me turn. Yeah, there. Woo! Dang gum! All right, this is getting a little hairy in here. Now it's gonna be super wet grinding these stumps, but I'm gonna give it a go. Try to keep working down this road. See what happens. All right, got this road cut through here. He wanted me to make him a new road through here where the logger had been through, so I had to kind of cut my way through some trees and stuff and some more stumps, get this cleaned up. And he told me that he had a tree marked with 3 ribbons. That was where I was going to stop, so that's where we stopped. So he should be able to get the side by side through here no problem now, and work my way out. The machine needs fuel, so we're gonna go put some fuel in her, and then we got a lot more trails to do back over there where we came from. So let's go fuel her up and we'll see what else we got to do. All right, that's the job. Just got this front part finished up. There was a few stumps here he wanted me to grind up. So this doggone thing right here scares the crap out of me. It really does. But it will flat out eat a stump. It will just do it. And let me show you the teeth. Like I rotated the teeth on a, so you can rotate these teeth. They're quad teeth if you guys haven't seen them before. And you can tell they are pretty worn down, and I was still eating these stumps without too much problem. I mean, they're not totally shot, but they're pretty worn. They're getting pretty worn here. So, but these ones on the top are still in pretty good shape right here for the most part. Now these ones on the bottom, my client that I was using this out at, we actually put carbides on these. Some of them shattered, and then I rotated a couple of them yesterday that had shattered right here. So that one shattered right there. I rotated it, turned it down, and this is actually holding up really good. If you're using one of these disc mulchers for your business, or you're going to be getting one, I highly recommend looking into these carbide faced quadco teeth for the bottom. You might have a couple of them that chip and shatter if they hit something really hard, but for the most part, they hold up really well, and they're still really sharp. This still has a really good edge on it. That'll chew all day long on this. That one's got a little chip on it right there, but that'll still eat. I mean, that one got chipped bad. They will chip on you and shatter, but for the most part, they're in pretty good shape. I do recommend these carbides. I don't know how much we paid for them. My client paid for them. I might have to pay to replace a couple of them, but I'm willing to eat that. I didn't feel like changing all of them out. But yeah, you can see the carbide right there on it. There's the carbide face right there. But they do last. If they don't chip, they last a lot longer than these hardened steel ones, especially being on the bottom in that dirt. If I wasn't doing these big ass stumps with this thing, these probably wouldn't have shattered. But the only thing I really like using this disc mulcher for is these really big stumps. It works absolutely great for that, and have had no problems out of this disc mulcher other than a hydraulic line that got loose inside where the motor is. The only thing I don't like about this design is that with that top cap, it's a little bit hard to see the disc. So you kind of have to, you get used to it, but I wish that was a little bit more low profile. But other than that, this thing's built like a tank. I mean, I have put this thing, I've ground 40 and 50 inch stumps with this thing, and it's just like, yeah, whatever. So this is the Rut Annihilator. I'll put a link in the description below for this thing if you guys are interested in checking one out. There's all the information right there, phone number. So this one will run up to 45 gallons a minute. I was running 44 on the machine. Running this disc is hell on the hydraulics on this machine. It is absolute hell on this thing. I mean, it whines the whole time. The disc is almost never at 100% RPM. It takes a little getting used to if you've been running a drum mulcher for a long time to get used to one of these disc mulchers, because it's just a whole totally different animal. But they are highly, highly effective, particularly for grinding stumps. So if you're looking to get one, check out this Rut one. It's really great. I definitely endorse it. So this machine is an absolute mess. It's a disaster. But I'm gonna load the disc mulcher up, and we're gonna put it on the trailer, get it out of here, and I'll be back tomorrow for this thing, and we got more mulching to do. So stay tuned, and I'll check you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody.